Okay, let's get this started. Just checking out some things. Anyway, I think it's working. Seems like it. What's going on here? Yeah, I'm online. Perfect. Can I hear myself? Okay, let's start this. I had a list of things I wanted to do. I could probably put it on the screen. I got some new videos actually that's out there. They're in chat. Has something about Substack. I haven't done a lot about that. I have something about, well, I have Substack. I haven't written a lot, but it's there. I'm thinking about establishing an English network for all the people who are publishing about Martinus. This channel is about Martinus. Were quite a lot of automation, and then I thought I would look into just improving a bit on this streaming. I have to figure out what to use it for, basically. Now it's just mostly for fun and see where it takes me. I don't think today's stream will be extremely long, but yeah, just trying to get some experience under the helmet or wherever that is located. And yeah, so let's see how it goes. Firstly, we got the Nightbot. It should be up and running. So that's essentially a chatbot that's checking the here we go. Yeah, I wanted to put the chat on the main up in the corner. Let's start with doing that. Yeah, I have to do a little bit of work. What I want to do is put the channel up in the corner of the screen so people can see the chat on screen, which is nice, I guess. So here we have, where do we have it? Got it there. Can I copy that? Copy, copy, copy. There. Full screen. Something like that. The chat is on the screen. Yeah. Don't know how easy it is to read, but it's definitely there. Then it would be nice to have it starting in the corner, and you know what? Let's do it like this. Is this cool? Cannot spell. Uh-oh. Okay, that took a while. Anyway, it is what it is, but it's nice so I can actually see it as well. When you guys can see it. Yeah, so we got the Nightbot. Let me take that up. It's not what I wanted. Here we go, and I should be able to do like this. Yeah, so now you can see my screen and the chat is still there in a different position, but okay, so this is the chat. I think there are something called commands, maybe. Maybe not. No. Okay, so you get yeah, so that gives you all the commands in a browser. But essentially you can say hello to the bot. This is just a general chat bot for streaming. So you can lurk. So that was the hi Lasse, hi the eternal wall picture. Someone is just lurking. Then we got socials. That gives URLs to Instagram, YouTube, obviously, Substack. Come back to that one, and Discord. Could probably add a few more. Then I got one called video. I think I already used that one. Whoops. There we go. Today it's brings us to the shorts. So I think that's it right now for what you can do command wise. I got some timers, Discord. Join Discord. Latest video. And subscribe. It's 15 minutes. So there will also come some commands. It will show some stuff. Anyway. Going back to that one. It's up there. Okay. So yeah, I have worked on some automation. I think I should, let me just check the sound actually. Can I hear myself now? Yeah. This is, let me just check the sound. I think it's wrong actually. This is what happens when it's been a while since you have played with things. Okay, yeah, the sound is correct. And that's the one I messed up last time. Yeah. Should be okay. Yeah. This is turn it off. What about now? There's still sound. I don't get that. I think they're like. Okay, turning sound back on. Really hope I get some sound now, or else I've been. No? Yeah. Yeah, that definitely some sound. There's a lot of noise on it. Yeah, I don't know why that is. When I record my videos, it's fine. Hey, hey! It might be this one. Hey, how are you doing? It's been a while. How is the AI project going? Anything new? I don't like this one. Okay, I don't know how big delay that is in the chat, but are you still going for the Martinus stuff, or is it just AI in general? Okay, cool. Or whatever. Yeah, I just revisit. I haven't really done a lot of work for the last 4 or 5 months on it, and physics and consciousness. Interesting. So I've used it a little bit. I put it on my phone so I could actually prompt what I had on the phone. I haven't used it that much, but the other day I just revisited, and I think the answers are quite good actually, but there's still this issue with hallucination and do you trust it and all those kind of things. So, but I will. I think I'll build a Danish one. The only issue is that all the models are trained on English, so I don't know how good they are. I think they has been this issue. Yeah, yeah. I learned a lesson the other day. I'm from software development, and we use a lot of testing. And what we are afraid of usually is what humans are doing. So we put up a lot of stuff where we have an input and expected output. And I just realized the other day that now we have another issue, something that can mess up our stuff, and that's the AI part. They can just do crazy stuff. So I think one way to deal with AI in software development and in general is to make a lot of testing to be sure, automatic testing to make sure that what worked yesterday is working today and will work tomorrow as well. Because how do we deal with, I mean, if you are doing programming, deterministic programming, 2 plus 2 is 4 yesterday, today, and tomorrow, but with the, yeah, because programming is deterministic, so if you don't change anything, it should be the same, or it is basically the same, but for AI, it's not. And what worked yesterday might not work today or tomorrow, and you just don't have. I mean, they're supposed to be better, but I think in general they've become better, but maybe what you're using them for, they're not becoming better because training data or something, or whatever. So, yeah, but I have to figure out what to use these streams for. I think I'll do some work. I'm teaching a course right now actually in AI agents and automation, and that just happens to be kind of the same. So I'll do some rack stuff because I have to teach it basically, and yeah, some MCP things. So maybe I'll do that. Just do some. Our issue is the circle of interest for our research is circular as opposed to linear. Do I understand that? The circle of interest. No, I don't understand that. What does that mean? Circle of interest. Is it the people who are interested in the stuff, or I don't get it really? Anyway, it will pop up in a second. Don't know if I can change how the chat is set up. Consider this: you train a model to responsive to a specific arena of content. Yeah, they have to know. Train a model to be responsive to specific. Yeah, I have to know the agent's purpose and engage. What if we couldn't predict what someone already knows? I don't think I got it still. Train a model to. Yeah. They have to know the agent's purpose. So the ones who train them has to know the purpose. Yeah. What if we couldn't predict what someone already knows? So we don't know what data to train them with? I don't think I'm there yet. Train a model to. Yeah, no. Yeah, you don't know what people know, so they may think that what we're doing has something to do with. So you're talking about what you guys are doing in. So it's the topic where people think it's about aliens and stuff because they misunderstand or misinterpret what is going on. Okay. Code of reality. Yeah. So you're training with that data. Okay. And then. Yeah. so people can ask about everything from every angle, and you have to. So what's the issue here? That people think that what it answers is something else because their understanding of what of the answer might be. I mean, the answer you get is one thing, but the way you understand it could be whatever, basically, because they don't really know what it is about. Is that the thing? So you want to try to train it to understand. Physicist, chemist, optics, in the Hopi prophecies, agnostic test. The list goes on, yeah. Trying to build a bridge between what we know and what they know. So what do you know? You know, are you the one who... okay, so you want physicists, chemists, and all those to use it, right? And you want to bridge what you have to them. So the problem is that there's code and light. We know that there's code and light. Interesting. I still don't get the issue. So you have some knowledge. Yeah, that's an issue. How do you know what you know? That's a huge issue. I made a short the other day where I said that nothing. How was it? Something can not come from nothing, basically. And someone commented on it. Do you know that? And I was like, no. But I haven't experienced anything coming out of nothing. I haven't experienced nothing. Nothing is not something you can. Anyway, how can you know for sure? How can you know? Yeah, how do we know this? People are skeptical, right? Being uncertain is a comfortable position when we can act on what we do. Yeah. I think it's fair. I mean, I'm skeptical myself. So I think that's... What else can you do? There's so much out there. But I guess the point here is not so much that people are skeptical. I think that's fair. Cool. Thanks. Happy for you. Happy that you want to follow. I'm still on the Discord channel you sent me. Yeah, I'll try to get some stuff out there this fall. Martinus has written, I guess his whole work is about the solution to the mystery of life, but he has actually done some, what can you call it? He's boiled it down basically. So it's 12 facts, and I have recorded the first video. That's just what the solution is, basically, according to Martinus. And then I will go over each of the 12 facts, and that's actually introduced quite a lot of his world picture as well. So I really... Thanks. I'm happy to hear that. So I really want to get that out there. One thing is what his view on it is. I think that's interesting, but it's also, and that's back to how do you get your knowledge, right? What is the argument? And there are 12 basic facts, and they kind of build on top of each other. The first one is really straightforward. It's just there is something. And I guess we cannot really debate that, but that's back to what we can know and not know. And there's a whole, a whole thing about that, basically. So it's not so much about what the first fact is. It's more, it will be a video about that we can actually know something. I'm out of the universities, and there was a lot of this social, back then, 20 years ago, it was called social constructivism, right? That you couldn't know anything. So that was their big theory, that we couldn't know anything, and every time you try to say, okay, maybe this is, and that was pretty basic in systems development, so it was like, maybe we can know how to do systems development in a good way, and that was a real no-go because we couldn't know anything. So, well, it was what it is, was what it was, and it is what it is, but that's kind of, there might be some facts out there, actually. We don't have to talk about physical facts because that's really hard to establish. Yeah, social constructivism delayed progress substantially in my experience. Yeah. But you have to establish something else, right? And I think there are some good points in Martinus' work towards that. At least that has helped me quite a lot. He has this absolute fixed point, which is something that never changes. So it's infinite and eternal because it has no details. So this notion that there's something that is, and that's your analysis, and that's the whole analysis you have. There's no details. It has no start. It has no stop. No time or space or anything. It's just there is something. I think I have to say that that's gotta be a fact. Yeah, that's the first step, right? Then there's the next 11 ones, and then it starts to be a little bit more. I think the second one is cause and effect. I think we can, causality basically. Something comes out of something. And then the third one is there's some planning in it. And that's where it starts to be way more complicated and not that obvious. I mean, our world right now seems pretty, at least Earth, right? Seems pretty, what is going on here? Is there really a plan with all that? And Martinus is pretty clear. Yes, there is. And then we can talk about that and why that might be the case. Martinus would say why it is the case. And then when you have a plan, then there's something has to make that plan. So there's some thinking about behind what's going on, and thinking takes a living. Seems to be evidence in position 2 that causality is linear. Yeah, maybe. So yeah, so these are not easy things to prove or whatever you want to say. I think the first step is to, if you want to, understand it, right? And then I think the next step is it plausible? Could it be? And if it could be, then the third step, and that's the top one, is to say, okay, well, maybe the third step is to say it is like that in some cases. It's actually like that in some cases. And then the last part is that it's like that in all cases. It cannot be in any other way. And that's actually the language Martinus is using. So he's pretty hardcore on that part. And I'm a little bit more hesitant towards that. But maybe he saw something. So that's cool. Yeah, staking position allows for test. Exactly. Yeah. Then you can take a look at it, and I mean, no, it's really part of how Martinus approaches everything. That I mean, basically you can take it or leave it. No one takes any offense by that. If there's something you find more interesting for you, go for it. That's literally what he says in the beginning of his main work. I mean, if there's your position in life should be where you find something that inspires you, and if it's not his work, then find out where it is, and that's the best place you can be, basically. And this is written in 1925 or something. That's probably a little less than 100 years ago. So all this find your passion and all that stuff, he was into that back then. I think I made a video about that at some point. Anyway, my point was that, I mean, you don't have to, is there actually any sound here? Cool. Yeah, something like that. Can't wait. Yeah, it's just me that doesn't show. I'll test it at some other point. I have a new mixer and I cannot figure out how to use it. Well, but it makes sound, so that's great. I guess that's the main purpose here. Then I'm supposed to put on this headset and be able to hear myself. I think I've touched something. I'm supposed to be a technical person, but yeah. Anyway, yeah, so that's a project. So I guess it will be 13, 14. Constellation. Martinus is with an S, by the way. Constellation. I have to look up what that means. Constellation. Meaning. It's a TV series. Ah, okay. Then don't mind. It's good to know that it's auto-corrected, actually. Then I don't have to worry about it. Group of stars. Yeah. Cool. Thanks. Constellation. I got this. Group of stars forming a recognizable pattern that is traditionally named after its parent. Has it anything to do with that? Okay, I'll watch the video. I'm looking forward to that. It did not. You can post it in the Discord channel somewhere. I think we still have that up and running. Maybe I can post it. Yes, thank you. Hmm. I'll just that one. I think that's working. Whoa. It is the ability to see forward and backwards in time and orient your map to the places you want to go. Places like in time or in physically. I can also just watch the videos. If you need consciousness structures reality, then psychology is. Cool. Whoa. Yeah. Anyway. I'll give it a shot. Let me put it in my to-do lists. Cool. Let me. Now. Yeah, okay. Cool. Then I thought about improving the stream a little bit, maybe. Maybe not. Thanks. Appreciate the support. Uh-oh. Come on. Uh, that's too much, I think. Let's go back to what it was. Just gotta take this off. I cannot hear anything anyway. Yeah. I've put out a lot of short videos last week, just trying to get that up and running. It's kind of a completely different game than doing the longer ones, because it's like writing an email basically. It's like 200, 300 words, so it's fairly. It's less work to write it basically, not because I'm lazy, but then I can get some stuff out of the door. And then I do some work on automation and AI agents, and I have to have a case, right? So I use that work I do at work to. Yeah, I think it is actually. So now I'm trying to get it all the. I mean, I don't add any value anywhere because I'm moving files from one folder to another one. So all those kind of tedious work I'm trying to automate just to get things more smooth and lean, and so I can start focusing a little bit more on getting some quality out of it. I think just watch all the thumbnails, which is you need the phone to actually change it and things. But yeah, so I can focus more on that, and maybe instead of making, let's say, 5 short videos in a day, and maybe I can make 10 of them, and then I can skip the 3 bad ones. That's sort of the thinking here. And then I hope some of it can also spill over to the. I already have some automation on the long ones, like setting up my video editing system and importing the right files and all those kind of things. So just focusing on the things that where I am needed, and where I'm not needed, then I can just have the machines doing that. So I actually spend quite a lot of time on, not a lot, sometimes on that. I think right now trying to get some content out. I've on vacation this summer and didn't do that much, but now I'm back in business, and I think I spent like 50-50 on those two things, and every time I get something automated, it speeds up the process a little bit, even though it might not just be like moving files from one hard drive to another one. If you do, I hope I can do a short every day basically, and if it takes 1 hour instead of 2 hours, then that's a lot. So that's the idea. So that's the automation part, and then there's the whole agent AI part where you can. I mean, I already did a RAG, right, where you can prompt it. I know there are LM Notebook or Notebook LM can do similar things, and there's a lot of systems out there where you can do similar things, but there's some cool things you can do with that. So that's sort of, yeah, compound interest, yeah. So kind of ruling out all the excuses for not doing the things. It's kind of nice, actually, even though there are still things I'm working on and annoying things. The thing is working. Spent like 2 hours on updating a field in a database yesterday. That Saturday. Anyway. But then I'll learn how to do that, and then it hopefully is easier next time. So, yeah. Yeah, I'm using it in as well. I'm also teaching it right now. It's quite accessible, I think. Get something up and running. And I think you can say what I have. It's kind of a production thing. I mean, there are things that has to be running. The other day I made just a quick, small workflow that looked up, pinged YouTube basically for the most recent comments. And if there was a new one, it would send me a Telegram message, because then I don't have to go and look for them all the time. And I don't do it anyway. And then suddenly, yeah, exactly, rapid prototyping. Yeah. And the problem is, can you take it from prototyping to something that's real? And I would say for the things that I do, it's probably okay. If I was where I used to be in the financial sector, I would not use it. I'm not even sure I would use Python for the agents and stuff. But for this, it's fine. And if it breaks, it breaks. I mean, it's okay. I can live with that. But yeah, it's kind of it's like playing a little bit with Lego again. Just all these nodes that you have to put together, and yeah, sometimes, yeah. Kato, okay, I don't know that one, but I guess it's something. I mean, what I'm telling the students is that if you know one thing, you probably have a shorter way to know the next one. So that's what I hope. Yeah. Genius. Cool. This does not look good. What is going on here? Yeah, security is a real thing. I have mine running on NAS. My NAS it's in the kitchen basically, through a Cloudflare tunnel. Uh, okay, it's more difficult. It's harder. Yeah. Yeah. I think if I really had to choose, I would probably program it in Python. What I do as well is that I actually use Gemini 2.5 Pro quite a lot to just, if I have to change a JSON file to something else, I just ask it to give me a JavaScript that can do that. And that's, I can program, but I prefer not to. And sometimes it just goes crazy wild. So I'm actually looking into wipe coding right now and see if that is something. It's quite controversial. That you can just tell the computer what to do. And I mean, sometimes it works and sometimes it's just you're just wasting time. There's quite a lot that, for instance, setting up the systems, permissions, and all those kind of things. Docker. I mean, I know what it is, but I don't want to spend my whole weekend on trying to figure out how to set up a Docker image and make a container and all those kind of things. And well, it's fine to set it up, but if there are some I cannot, well, I want to have all my files on my NAT, so I don't have it on my machine all the time because I don't have the space for it, basically. And then I use Synology for that. And then I could only have permission one. I can't remember even right now whether, I think I could see it on the NAS, but not on the computer. And I was like, just tell me what to do. But that's just a hobby thing. If it was for real, then I wouldn't do it like that. I would find someone who knew what's up and down and all that. But it definitely enables me to do things I would never have done 3 years ago because it just wouldn't invest. I mean, Googling around is still useful, but man, sometimes it took a while as well to try to figure out what was going on and get the right answers. And yeah, the AIs can really put you in the wrong direction as well. Anyhow. But great hearing. Yeah, I have the same experience. Not really using Google that much. There's a few things where I think if it's really important to know what the facts are, for some weird reason, I trust a website more than an AI. Well, it's not weird because I know the AI is guessing. It's really, really good at guessing, but sometimes it's just wrong. And yeah. But my experience, I have also used it for some Python scripts. And I will say right now up to 100 lines is probably, yeah, always check the references. Yeah. That's a real thing. Depending on what it is, right? If you don't need to know what's right or wrong, or if it's a topic you know very well, it's probably okay. I mean, answering an email. Well, I don't know if it's well, I'm in a project where we are looking into how AI is used in systems development. And one of my colleagues came to the conclusion that people don't want to use AI and put the code that comes from well, if they use AI to create code and you can apply that to everything, then they wouldn't put it directly into production. And I'm like, no one wants to do that. The place where I get concerned is in the margins. What margins? Money-wise? Wow. Half that code. But I mean, there are many ways to put your code through an AI. You can put it through to check things, seems okay. That's one thing. I think that makes sense. And I think that's the first thing you want to make sure. Because if you cannot trust the quality assurance in the AI, how can you trust it generate? I I mean, how can you trust it generating things if it cannot make sure it's actually working? Yeah, okay. Generated by, verified by humans. Yeah. I wonder how they instruct the AI. I heard about some companies that wrote like 200 pages, basically a prompt to the AI on how to build things. And I mean, that's vibe coding, right? Basically, you describe it, then you get something, and there might be some things you have to change a little bit, and then you add something or make it more precise or send it in the right direction. That's pretty much how I use the chatbots. No, I don't want it exactly like this, and then I want it like that. And the idea is that you write down all that stuff so you don't have to start over every time with the chatbots, which is kind of the annoying part of working with a chatbot. That, I mean, open source describe. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. I use Gemini 2.5 Pro, as I said, and there's just one thing it doesn't understand, and it makes the same mistake every time. And now I have a solution, so I can just tell it do it like this. It would be nice if it just knew it, right? Yeah, prompt engineering. Essentially a configurator, lots of open source. Can you name one? I mean, depending on what are we talking about here? I think we have to describe what we want, right? And that could be the requirement, it could be the analysis, all those kind of things. Thank God for Discord. See if I can find it. Ah, there. Okay, I'm gonna fix my OBS right now. This is annoying. Ugh. Something is wrong here. Yeah, good to have you around here. Thanks for for hanging out, and I'll take a look at what you have sent me, and give me a poke if there's anything, and who knows, maybe I'll probably be online again soon or something. And good luck with all the stuff you're doing. I think I'll log off as well. I have to get up early, so thanks for stopping by. I think I'll just fix my stupid OBS. Well, it's probably not OBS. It's probably me. Anyway, let's do this. Does it make sense? Looks fine. That's fine. Cool. Now it's working. I have no clue what happened before. Anyway, awesome. GPT prompt engineering. Curated list of awesome resources, tool, and other shiny things for GPT prompt engineering. Consider giving it a start, like blah blah blah. Yeah. Anyway, let's just go through what I wanted to talk about. So I need to change some of these fronts because I look like I don't know what, especially this one. But I have some new shorts coming out. Fun to make them. Hope they're informative in some ways. Playing a little bit around. People are seeing the channel. I think everything is okay, cool. And then I have, let's see if it's right here. It's not. I have Substack. I haven't written a lot on it. Just have one post. Feel free to stop by on that one. That's one thing. That's probably, it can be there. Damn, it's almost 3 weeks ago since I posted last time. Anyway, yeah. So maybe I'll post something on that one. Do the shorts. I'll do the long version videos. I think that's what I'm trying to do. Then I had this idea that there are some people who do Martinus work in English, and It's not a lot, and most of what we are doing isn't like it doesn't get a lot of traction basically. So I think what we could do is actually help each other out a little bit in an informal network kind of thing where we talk to each other and help each other in one way or the other basically. And I thought I would propose it already. I've spoken with one guy for now. He seems interested in that. But we'll see. It should just be very informal. Yeah, automation, I talked about that. So what I wanted to do is basically if I can set my OBS, YouTube, chat, set, overlay, URL, automatically. Here's OBS for streaming. Can I set the chat overlay automatically? Maybe I shouldn't do this online, but I think I'll do some very long, well, some longer streams now and then to see what happens. I got a very long explanation. That's not for now. Yeah. Long weekend. I was teaching at the Martinus Institute today. I was doing preparation for my teaching tomorrow, this morning, and so forth and so forth. So, yeah, I fixed the chat and yeah, enough is enough for today. Thanks for watching if you have, and I should do some more thumbnails. There are like 1,000 things. I cannot really choose what to do sometimes. Anyhow, logging out. See you next time. I'll probably put something up next Sunday. I think I can be around there as well. Just for the fun of it. See ya. Bye. And then I really need something where I can push